Hey everyone, welcome to the Phase 1 Trading Channel. This is Steven, and I'm excited to share the second volume of the Golden Ticket Tour at VYST. That's ticker VYST. In this video, I'll be covering some key details on the RX Air spinoff and highly anticipated ex-dividend date announcement. I also wanted to share management's written responses to key questions posed by shareholders. You can download a PDF of the Q&A document from phase1trading.com by clicking the link in this video's comments. Let's start with investor questions regarding developments around the RX Air spinoff and see what management had to say. What is the ex-dividend date for the RX Air spinoff? The spinoff will not happen until after the 10Q 8KA is published. We will have an announcement on this as soon as possible. What are your capital needs for dividend spinoffs? No capital needs are required for this spinoff. The group coming in will bring their own funding into RX Air, and a group of VYST investors, insiders and large VYST shareholders, are also willing to buy into the new company. Can you please elaborate on the strategy behind the RX Air spinoff? Our goal is to spin off RX Air UV400 tooling and related intellectual property as a dividend. For some background, we purchased all of the assets from UV Flu for $940,000, or about 0.035 cents per share. Ultimately, the auditor used the share price of 0.0667, or a total value of $1,814,670. Assuming the dividend in this case is just related to the smaller unit and not to the larger unit, we believe we're giving up about 60% of the $940,000 purchase price, or $1,814,670 of the total valuation on our books, which is $1,088,802. In this case, we are proposing the creation of a subsidiary RX Air, spin out the UV400 and its related intellectual property, tooling, websites, etc. into this new entity, a small reverse just on the new entity, not the parent, and a new group, we have several identified, who would come in and run this new company. VYST would retain the 49% and the new group would retain controlling interest of 51%. Ultimately, we would dividend out everything to the shareholders except for 9.95%, which would be retained by VYST Corporate. We believe this will have multiple positive effects we should discuss. The valuation. We believe the new entity will be worth approximately $10 million, of which VYST's end would be $4,900,000 on the first day of trading, a very healthy profit for VYST and its shareholders. The dividend. There are multiple positive effects from the dividend. We would announce an ex-dividend date, let's assume 30 plus days out from the announcement. Traditionally, most shareholders will opt not to sell for the next 30 days because if you sell ahead of the ex-dividend date, you would not receive a dividend. Put simply, you must be a shareholder on the 30th day to receive the dividend shares. This lack of selling tends to push the stock price higher. In addition, many new shareholders will buy VYST shares just so they can get the dividend. Lastly, in order to receive the dividend, you must own real shares. This means anyone short VYST will be forced to buy real shares so they can be provided the dividend. This has nothing to do with naked short selling, just the typical 20% short most companies have. You should also be aware once the stock goes ex-dividend, the brokerage firms will exit everyone's shares to be turned into the transfer agent. Original certifications will be canceled and 2 new certifications will be issued, one for your VYST shares and one for your RX Air shares. During this time, no selling is allowed, as there are in effect no shares in an account to sell. In essence, you have created the perfect storm. No selling, 2 to 3 times the normal buying, and a short cover. The price generally rises significantly. Now let's listen to what Steve Brotman had to say about the RX Air spinoff.
So we finally decided that there are people who want little pieces of what we're doing. So we finally decided that we would spin out with RX Air because we have somebody that is willing to invest massive amounts of money to make the air purification system worldwide in terms of exposure. So one of the problems with something like the air purification is if you're doing 10,000 units a month of a product and the unit sells for $500, then you're in a $5 million figure per month, but you need 3 months rolling. So you need 15 million rolling, plus you need 3 months behind that in parts. So you really need close to 25 million to get to 10,000 units a month. So you need 3 to 5 million just to start the project. And you need the ability to fund more of it if it's needed, as it's needed. Mm-hmm. So you need somebody that has access to basically 50 million. We have somebody that has the ability to take this worldwide quickly. But they don't want all the other things that VYST is doing. They want to work with us, they want to get it done, but their approach was, it's a unit that we have, we're already in the process of developing other units, other types of things. Yeah. They said, we don't care about other things you're developing. We want that unit. That's what we want. We've already done the testing, we've done all the work. Also, it's FDA approved. And that takes years and years to get through. And there's only 1 or 2 units in the world that have done that. So this could go in a hospital where the other units can't. So we felt that the stockholder will get more value in total quicker out of a spin-out as a dividend than they will waiting for us to do that as part of all the stuff we're doing. We still control 49% of it. We want them in control because they're putting all the dollars in to make the corporation happen.
Right.
But then we're going to take 40% of what, 40 of the 49%, give it to the shareholder. So we're basically going to take most of it, give it back to the VYST shareholders. But they'll reap all the benefits of what this other company is investing in and doing. But it was a better value for the shareholder than to make it part of our package. But the other thing is there's a whole advantage with the dividend. It isn't usually done with a company our size or ours because it's a lot of work. It's a ton of work to develop a separate public company that's owned by our shareholders. But what happens is that in order to get the dividend, you have to have shares of stock.
Any other ex-dividends? Nothing we can disclose at this time, but it's likely this won't be our last. That's it for part 2 of the Golden Ticket Tour. Next up, I'll be diving deeper into store expansions and new product developments, sharing some key audio clips recorded during our conversations with VYST management. Don't forget to subscribe to the Phase 1 Trading channel so you can get notified when we release new reviews and analysis. Best of luck to you all, and thanks for watching.